Welcome to my channel. So over the past week and a bit, there's been a lot of discussion around who is and isn't doing so good. So I thought I would give my 2 cents in the whole discussions. I'm gonna have 3 sections, and they're all gonna have a theme, or they're going to have some sort of connection between the players. The first category is who's doing well and we expect them to do well. The second one is who's doing well and it is surprising how well they are doing. And the third one is who isn't doing so well that we kind of expect to do well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with our first category, and that is who's doing well and we expect them to be doing well. And the two players I have in this category is Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar. And the theme is the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche have had a very dominant start to the season. They had a very entertaining game, if you are a Colorado Avalanche fan, against the Oilers a few nights ago, where they beat them 9-1. And Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar were big proponents for why that score was the score it was. They also have some stable goaltending right now. However, bringing it back to Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon right now has 32 points in 17 games, and Cale Makar has 23 points in 17 games. And Cale Makar is by far leading the defenseman point race right now, and Nathan MacKinnon is at the top of the overall points, and he is surrounded by a bunch of young guys. I will touch on a few of those young guys in the next one. However, the Colorado Avalanche with Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon, and now they have their captain back in Gabe Landeskog, are looking to be cup contenders this year, which a lot of people thought that their window was kind of closing, but they have proven that that window is still wide open. Going on to the next category, and that is who is doing well, and it is surprisingly how good they are doing. And the two players I have in this one is Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini. The relationship, they are two young guys who are trying to make Team Canada for the Olympics, and they are both #1 overall picks. And I'm not gonna compare the two because I don't think that is fair to either of them, and I think it is just nice knowing that there are two good young players who have been looking like they can take over the league, and both of them have been surrounding Nathan MacKinnon for top spot in points. However, they have a little bit less. Connor Bedard has 26 points in 17 games, and Macklin Celebrini has 28 points in 17 games. Considering the fact that Chicago, the team that Bedard's on, and San Jose, the team that Celebrini is on, aren't necessarily supposed to be the greatest teams this year, it is a highlight that both of their young players are doing phenomenally well and are progressing. Some would say Macklin Celebrini is progressing and doing a whole lot better than Bedard, but I'm not going to get into that. And this is good for the future of the NHL and also for the future of Canadian hockey, because there's been a few debates about, it's becoming America's sport. However, it is good to know that there are some Canadian players who are still doing well, and me being the biased Canadian I am happy about that. And it only makes the race for the Olympics this year, or next year, 2026, even more competitive. And that means that there's more options to choose from, which is always good. So Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard are progressing and even better than we all thought. Finally, to get into the underwhelming category of players who aren't doing so well and we kind of expect them to be dominating the league, I have 3 players in this category: Leon Draisaitl, Quinn Hughes, and Auston Matthews. Now, all 3 of them have kind of different situations in their respective teams, and they both have like okay point totals. However, it's not enough for the player that they are and for where their teams are at. Starting with Leon Draisaitl, he has 18 points in 18 games. And Leon Draisaitl has always hit that 100-point mark, or not always, but he is around that 100-point mark, and that would only bring him to 82 points. And for an Oilers team who, let's be honest, have been outscoring their problems in recent years, their goaltending, oh my word, it's atrocious to watch sometimes. And Leon Draisaitl, he's supposed to be one of the best players in the league, and right now I don't get that from him. And I could mention Connor McDavid in this category a little bit. He's been looking a little bit more human, but the Oilers as a whole have been looking kind of atrocious, and their goaltending's not helping them. Going into Quinn Hughes now, where it's kind of a different story with him. He has missed a few games to injury, and he left last game with an injury, but thankfully he came back. But the Canucks as a whole have been frustrating. I watch a lot of Canucks hockey, and it is frustrating to see that Quinn Hughes isn't doing as well as he was doing last year, or mainly the year before, because last year he also dealt with injuries. In 14 games he's played, he has 13 points and is a -2. And that's kind of just average numbers. And for a player of the caliber of Quinn Hughes, you kind of expect a little bit more. So it's not just him on the Canucks who is doing bad. The whole Canucks as a whole is injured as heck, and they are underperforming. So there's a lot of factors, but Quinn Hughes is doing kind of underwhelming this season. Last one I mentioned, Auston Matthews and the Leafs. Oh my word, it feels like the Leafs, like every single time that they lose, it's like the world is falling apart. And Auston Matthews this year it feels like he's lost his scoring touch just a little bit. I'm not saying it's completely gone, but he had 69 goals 2 seasons ago. Last year, kind of like Quinn Hughes, dealt with injuries. And this year, he's been relatively healthy, but then he did take that one hit from, I think it was Zadorov last game against the Bruins. And the Leafs as a whole have kind of looked identityless, if that's a word. They don't really look like they have a lot of heart right now, and Auston Matthews being the captain hasn't really been helping that case. He hasn't necessarily shown that he's captain material in the 2 seasons that he has been captain. So there's just a lot going around the Leafs right now, and Auston Matthews underperforming is one of those reasons. So that's going to be the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think of what I said in this video, and what are your thoughts on some of the players that I have mentioned. I want to know down in the comments. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to let YouTube know that you like this kind of content and that I should make more of it. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.